Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast. My guest today is a graphic designer, writer, and business consultant. He has helped develop various brands and also helped create new ones. His creative works include many posters, book covers, and comics. This young man beams of creativity and confidence and all that good stuff. I can't wait for you to meet him. Stay tuned. I am Kay, and this is the K Touch. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, the K Touch. This is my podcast where I interview people who are close to me, family, friends, people who have had an impact on my journey. And today I have the special privilege of interviewing Onuora Onianwa, who happens to be my younger brother. Now, please, I've heard this a lot. He's going to sound like someone who is older than me. He is not. Now, we've heard this a lot in the past. So just in case
that's what she came to do. That's what she came to do. Oh God.
Right, just in case you don't know, that is a beautiful Diola over there. But Onuora, thank you for coming on my podcast today. It's good to have you here. Right, so I'm going to crack on now with questions. The rules are simple. Just answer as honestly as you can and make some art while you're doing it. And at the end, we can compare art and see how we get on. All right, so I'm just going to start with my fondest memory of you. Now, I have a lot of, obviously, I've known you all your life. But I have a but I have my fondest memory of you. Now, my fondest memory of you happens to be when we were back in uni. So, there used to be one thing I liked doing, which you found very embarrassing, but I really love doing it. I haven't done it in a while, but I don't know if you remember, there were times when I would see you across the road. Now, you and I would be with our own set of friends, our own class colleagues and stuff. But what I would then shout from across the road is, "That is the one that I love." And your response would be typically something like, "Who loves you?" Or "Who are you loving?"
But why you love me? Who love you? Who said I love you?
But the idea behind that was simply Jesus and John. That constant, the disciple John, Jesus love, because John would never mention himself, but he would say that it was the disciple that Jesus loved. And me, I just couldn't help it. You were the love of my life, at least back then. Who was your favorite school teacher? Now, you can go as far back as even nursery school to whenever. Well, did you have a favorite teacher in school, and why were they your favorite teacher?
Wow. Unfortunately, I keep forgetting her name. I was
Tell me, I might remember. What school?
It was Elizabeth Fowler.
Ooh.
She was a Yoruba woman, plump, fair in complexion, not too fair.
Okay.
Fair in complexion.
What did she teach?
She was our class teacher. You know, they have the class teacher.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I can't remember her name. She was my class teacher. And I remember she used to wear glasses. And another thing I remember about her was she had these tribal marks that were quite pronounced, I think, on her chin area.
Okay.
You know, something like this, I think, or it's been so many years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now,
What did you like about her, Sha?
Of all the teachers that I've ever encountered, and believe me, I've had my share of good and bad, but nobody has ever impacted me like she did. And I actually tried to find her some years back. But I was not able to. And this thing you said has reminded me, so I'm going to try again.
Wow.
I hope she's still alive. If she isn't, and her kids are, then I will reach out to her kids and just say, I just want to let you know your mom was an amazing person. But I really hope she's alive. Okay, you know what? It's just that it's just for the sake of time. If not, I would have actually gone on Facebook, because I remember that there was somebody from school then that reminded me who she was.
Oh wow.
And that's when I now tried to, look for her, but I couldn't find her. Anyway, I'll be checking on my phone to see whether I can find it while I'm talking. If I can, then I'll see the name again.
Wow.
So anyway, what she did for me was very simple. She made me believe in myself. So I don't know if you recall this, but I got bullied a lot in school. I got bullied in the first one that I was in.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name anymore, fortunately. And then I got bullied in this one as well. Because of my eyes. You know, I have ptosis. One of my eyes is not very so I got bullied quite a lot, and it was really painful. But she was always encouraging me and everything, and putting a stop to some of those things when she saw them. And then she noticed early on that even though I was not always the first person to get what is being taught, my mind was sharp. And once I get it, that is the end. It's over. I will even take it 10 steps further, in any subject. So she, behind my back, began to push the headmistress that this boy is very brilliant. He can't stay in this class. And that's how the headmistress was. I think the headmistress initially didn't believe her until she actually saw me in action. And then what sealed my fate was when they actually said they would do a test on me and they didn't let me know. They took me up to Chukwudi's class. Ask Chukwudi, he will never forget this. And I still use it to yab him every once in a while. They took me to Chukwudi's class, that I should teach them maths. I should solve a math question. I solved it. Chukwudi and Goku, so I solved the math question. From that moment, even till now, Chukwudi will tell you that some of his friends, those that still remember me, used to ask him, how far without your brother that came to shame us in class that year?
Wow.
So after that, the principal got the idea that this boy really is, brilliant, and that's how I got a double promotion. And she still kept coming to check on me in the new class, and that meant a lot because, like I said, in my previous school, I got bullied a lot. The teacher was even joining to bully me, so I had gotten this belief that I wasn't really that intelligent. And then I meet this woman who gives me the opposite, and she pushed me, and man, it paid off. And I have, even till now, you can't make me look bad. You can't make me look stupid. Even now, when I know they go school, you can't do it because I've experienced, this joy of knowing who I am and what I'm capable of. All because of what she did. So that's my number one teacher out of everybody in this world. It has to be her.
That's one thing her
name is Mrs. Fashion.
Oh, right. Now I remember the name, Mrs. Fashion. I can't remember her face, but I remember the name.
God bless that woman. Man, she did that thing she did for me still touches me to date. So now I don't care. If you like, talk about my ears, talk about my eyes, tell me I'm not, you can't touch me. You are wasting your time.
It's interesting how you are quite a confident person, and I'm sure a lot of people who know you will say that you're very.
They won't call me arrogant.
Well, I can't make a comment on arrogant, so that's a different thing. That's not. I know you pride, but I don't know about arrogance.
Yeah, definitely. she's a part of that reason. Because I'm like, no, you have to really be a Badoski to make me feel bad. You have to really be a Badoski.
No, that's really good. For me, it was Mr. Mike, and Mr. Mike was a chemistry teacher who.
Yeah, and he taught us at some point.
I think he probably had the greatest impact on me in terms of my confidence. So just like you remember her, I remember him as well. That's really good. I hope you find her. Here's another one for you. All-time favorite video game.
Woo!
We're talking all-time, past, future, Look, I'm saying future. That's when we call you when you are 60, you will say again. They haven't made anything like this. I think I know where you're going, but I'll keep quiet. Let's hear.
You should know where I'm going.
I think I know where you're going, but I'll keep quiet.
Only one, and I'll give you a hint. She's the only woman.
It will be she. It has to be she. It won't be anybody.
Sorry, no, okay. It's asking me what my favorite game is. I'm telling her you know now that one with that fine girl.
It has to.
Yes, Tomb Raider.
It has to be her. Yeah. I know it can't be anyone else.
Lara Croft, because you see, when Lara Croft burst on the scene decades ago, you didn't have lead female characters. You didn't have them. You had Mario. You had the Legend of Zelda. You had so many other people, and even other games like Mortal Kombat that had women in it. They weren't the main characters. There was a slew of characters, so they were not the main thing. So when Lara Croft burst on the scene, she was this iconic, badass person. That was. I used to tell you back then now that I used to fear for her life because she's always entering trouble.
Yes. And dogs and lions will come out from anywhere.
Everything is after this girl. I don't know. You know?
I actually think you were the one who introduced me to Tomb Raider. I actually believe you introduced me to Lara Croft. And I remember you especially liking her ballers because
beautiful ballers.
Beautiful ballers. So it was because of her I even understood what ballers were.
Funny enough, it is because of her ballers I now got so enamored to Hitman Agent 47.
Because he has correct. Because he's the same. Now we're talking.
Understand? They say how one thing just leads to another. You know. So Tomb Raider is the all-time best for me. She beats everybody because she did all these amazing things you were not seeing female characters doing anywhere. She took down everybody. And she always came out on top. Even though yes, she had setbacks and all that, but she was the best. Till now, I still have all those video games.
You do? Now, although I agree with you in the terms of how impactful she was, she's not my favorite now. Don't get me wrong, very good video game. But my all-time favorite, nobody is going to ever, in future, past, present, outlast God of War. See.
I beg you.
You need to understand. No. You need to understand. When Kratos is on his war path, he is unstoppable. Now, viewers, please, you have an opportunity to vote between Tomb Raider and God of War, and I already know what is carrying the vote here. It has
obviously people will say God of War now because they don't have taste. Yes, I will insult all of you right now. Any of you that I'm insulting you, all of you. Any of you that picks Kratos, you have no taste.
All right, now we've done that. Here's a cool question. I'm going to share my screen with you to ask you a series of questions. Now, the questions I'm going to ask you have to do with catchphrases. So what I want you to do basically is tell me the catchphrase of this particular character, if you can. If you remember the catchphrase, what I want you to do is tell me what the catchphrase is. Okay. So, first character. Catchphrase only. I don't want to hear anything else except the catchphrase.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Nice one. Okay. Second character.
Kawabonga.
Hey! Okay, Kawabonga. Third character.
It's clobbering time.
You're mine. See, you know, my brother, I said this before, my brother is a prideful person.
We all know.
Everybody knows. The problem. He's prideful. But I think he's going to fail the next one. We're talking way back now. Catchphrase.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Stop it!
Try harder. What he's doing here?
Yes, what is his catchphrase? You see, I got you. You won't.
I
Nobody.
can, no. I
What
can
is his
tell you what
catchphrase?
it sounds like.
Okay, tell us what it sounds like.
And this is based on Chukwudi's own arguments.
Yes. So tell me if you remember.
Chukwudi says what he says is what the fluke. Which of course is nonsense, but that's what he says.
No, but honestly, because nobody, I've actually, before having this interview with you, I actually went online to pinpoint what Ken says during his hurricane kick, and nobody knows. People keep giving guesses. So what after fluke Ken is the closest that I can get to it. So well done. If you were going to have a versus, so now you mentioned Street Fighter. If we had Ryu versus Liu Kang, who would win?
Well, it will depend on the version of the character you are referring to. If you are referring
That's a good
to,
point. You know, I hadn't even thought about that. Because you could have Liu Kang in God mode, and you could have Ryu when he's
Dark
in
Ryu.
Yeah, evil Ryu actually. So that is true. I'd not even considered they had their different modes. Yeah, you're actually right.
Because when Ryu is in Dark Hado, when he's
Yep,
in
evil
Hado,
Ryu, yeah.
Now already he's a badass fighter. When he taps into that Dark Hado, and what makes it even worse is the current because the storylines extend.
Yeah.
And the current idea with Ryu is that he embraced his Dark Hado. He was no longer fighting this.
Oh,
So
I
he
didn't
has
know
become-
that.
Yeah, he has embraced his
The
Dark
only
Hado.
person I knew that embraced it was Akuma. But I didn't know
Akuna
that.
embraced it, but he embraced it as that catalyst for evil.
Yeah.
But Ryu embraced it as a balance between good and bad.
Oh, here's
Right
a
and
question.
bad.
Why is Ken not under that same influence? Because they both learned under what's his name? Is it Genoshu? I can't remember who trained them both. I can't remember his name. Also, one bad character like this.
Yeah,
I can't remember
their
his name.
master.
Yeah.
Yeah, their master.
But why is Ken not influenced by it?
Yeah, so in the canon, I never really got a clear explanation for it. Excuse me. Other than to say that it just is present in the practice, as it were.
Or maybe
the more
Ken
you-
was just nipping in and out. He never really committed to.
That's what I was about to say. Because Ken is not as dedicated. You see, Ken wants to be a master fighter. He wants to be a champion.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, he's not trying to be the king because he's just like Johnny Cage.
Yep.
Exactly. But Ryu he wants to fight people. And in the process of fighting, Ryu's idea is that he wants to learn more about himself and his Dark Hado
Yeah.
and learn better how to control it. So he embraces his defeats and his victories. He's like on a journey, nomad or whatever. But Ken is just a grifter. He's not serious about anything.
He's not serious.
It's not shocking that Ken never really got tempted that much to go over to the dark side as did Ryu.
So here's a question for you: then versus now. If you look at you from, I'd say, let me pick a year. Let's halve it. So this is you versus you half your age ago. What do you think has changed? And if you had a chance to talk to yourself or say something to yourself, what would it be?
Well, obviously, I'm a lot sexier right now.
Ah! Should have guessed.
I'm so sexy right now. Do you remember? Okay, I don't know whether you were in the house. It just reminded me of this thing I said. Just reminded me of something I used to do to Daddy back then when he was still with us. Dad used to like shaving. He used to wait that I leave my beard and my mustache. It used to annoy
Oh, he
me.
loved. Oh yeah, Dad loved shaving.
Every morning, my father would shave. Even when there's nothing to shave, he would shave. So he was always telling me, Baba, go and cut this thing. Why won't you go and cut this thing? So one day, mom was in the living room with him, and I came out of the room. Back then in Surulere, and then he saw me and he was like, "You will never cut this thing. Why won't you cut this thing?" And I told him, "Daddy, I can't cut it. It makes me look sexy." And he just hissed. And then mommy burst into laughter. And he just looked at me and just said, "Get away. Get out." Oh, anyway, okay, so half my age. Wow, alright. If I was half my age, then by that time I'd probably still be somewhere in. Ooh. Wow, time. Life has happened.
Life has happened. That's one of the reasons behind this conversation. It's to show people that people grow and it's all right to change. And yeah, that's one of the main things behind this conversation. The humanity, as it were, of all of us.
Well, for starters, some of the people that I had formed bonds with, I really probably wouldn't have done that because in as much as my life has never been derailed and I've never ended up in jail on drugs or done any stupid, extreme or illegal stuff.
But you've ended up with woman eventually.
Yeah, I ended up with woman eventually. I can't help it. The woman is fine. I can't help myself. But sometimes I tell my friends that are Christians that I wish sure that love and all this physical intimacy is not sin, because the way woman will hook you.
My goodness.
You forget your name, your matric number, forget your address and email because of woman. It's not good. So, there's some people I probably wouldn't have become friends with because they kind of, and oddly enough, this is something I was just discussing with my wife and some friends. We're in a group, and we were talking about this, and I said it some days ago that I have looked at my life where I used to be, and I have seen points where I made mistakes and took chances I shouldn't have, and usually it was because I let myself be pushed or influenced by certain people and certain situations. If there's something I definitely would have avoided half my age ago, as it were, that would be one of them. Some people really should not be, you don't have to be enemies with people. I have no enemies. I just have people I keep at a distance. I don't have to like you. I don't have to come to your football game. I don't have to send you a birthday card. We don't have to be friends, but we can be cordial and respectful of each other. So I have that boundary, and I should have had that boundary up for a lot of people. From school days, from after I left school, but thank goodness that we learn and we grow, regardless. So that's one thing I would definitely do. A second thing that I would say is has changed is that, and this is one that really pains me, and this is probably going to be my most vulnerable moment in this entire exchange. I feel that I lost a certain, I'm quite introverted. I think out of all of us, I'm the most introverted of all the Onianwa kids. But even at that, if you recall, I always had a certain playfulness in me that comes out. And I think over the years, because of certain experiences that really hit me, that playful side of me kind of tanked. So if it was somewhere around a 10, by now where I am seated talking with you, I would say it is somewhere around a 5, because I took so many hits over the years, and that kind of took that playfulness out of me, and it's just, I've actually been rediscovering that, and that's something I thank God for. I've been rediscovering it and tapping back into some of that. Just the other day, I was dancing on the road for the first time in quite a long while. You know? And I was like, okay, this is good. Of course, it felt weird, you know, but I'm like, nah. I'm gonna dance the dance out of this dance. Anybody that does not like it, that's your business. It's my dance. You know?
Is it your dance? It's my dance.
It's my dance. It can't be your own. You know, and thankfully, I'm with somebody who knew part of me when I was maybe at a 6 or 7 of level of playfulness. Okay. That's around when I met Diola back then years ago. So she already knows, and she herself at some point sat me down and said, I think there's parts of you that are, you know, kind of missing. And I think you need to get them back. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. So suddenly we started doing a lot of silly and stupid things all around the house and outside, and it's been helping me back as well, along with what I'm doing. You know, so I'm hoping, you know, that in a little while, maybe a long while, I don't know, I will get back to that 10 and be fully introverted as I am, yes, but still have that playful side of me that, you know, told my father that, Daddy, I won't shave because I look sexy. You know, that kind of thing.
No, but honestly, it gives people. I think it's a question I want to answer, and for me, I think if I look back, there are a few things like I think I was too serious back then. You know, I was too focused on academia and a lot of that, and I feel like I missed a lot of engagements.
Pardon me, everybody. Okay, again, you were too serious.
Yeah.
You
I was too serious. Stop it. I was a serious person.
I've never been a serious person.
Please pardon my brother. The things he says in this interview, they treat it with a grain of salt. Everything else,
been so serious.
Everything else my brother has said is correct regarding himself. But anything that has to do with me, Moa, don't take it. It's not correct.
Guy, you've been so unserious that I had friends of yours who, some of whom I even quarreled with at some point, who would walk up to me and tell me, "Oh no, you're too serious. Why can't you be more like Okechukwu?" And then I ask them, "Go and meet him. He's over there. You see that guy there showing off his teeth and doing dancing baby wala Colombo down the road there? That's him. That's Okechukwu. So go straight, go left. You see him there. Be with him. Don't stress me. I don't do those things. The one I do is enough for me." And I, according to tell you, you are not a serious person, please.
I'll try and make sure my wife doesn't see this video. So that is okay, but that's then versus now. All right, let me ask you another question. I still have about 4 or 5 more questions, but just take it with me. What do you think about tattoos?
Oh, I love.
And would you ever consider having one?
Is my wife going to see this video?
Badly, the whole of the internet will see it, because the way I'm going, I don't only post, I then boost the video on my platforms.
Wow.
So the way it's like full exposure. You know, my mommy will say that you've opened your behind for everybody to see.
Wow. Okay, so for everybody that is going to be watching this thing that my brother is trying to set me up in, please, I hate tattoos, and tattoos are so terrible. They are the worst thing ever. Oh my goodness. That thing that you heard me say then that I love it, so that was AI. Brother is being deceived. Okay, well, you know, the funny thing is that I've actually always loved tattoos. Because, you know, I love art.
Yeah.
So tattoos for me are also a thing of art. I just, what I abhor, what I don't like is the excesses where, at least for me, the excesses, I can't speak for whoever has them or whoever likes it that way.
Yeah.
So for me, the excess is where the entire face is covered, the entire body, and, you know, it looks weird to me. But, you know, tattooing art,
yeah.
I mean, man, I've seen some beautiful things. I've seen, and when I say beautiful things, I don't just mean secular things. I mean things that, I saw this fantastic John 3:16 one day on somebody's arm, and I wanted to take his arm home. So just collect his arm, brother. This is mine now.
I mean, you can leave the rest of his body for him. How he will function is up to him.
That's his problem. Just give me the arm. I love, and like I said, so that's Christian stuff, and then you have secular stuff. I've seen.
Yeah.
There was one where a lady had, I think it was her mom who had passed, and then she put the face of her mom, around roses, and she was like, her mom used to love roses and everything, and oh man, okay, it was beautiful. There was one of those tattoos where they don't just use the black or anything, they mix the colors in, so you could see the beauty in this thing. I'm like, no, this is fantastic. So I love them, and honestly, I hope I will get one some point. Yeah,
like you, I need permission. But I really love tattoos as well, and I've just been thinking.
I don't need your permission. Sorry, I need it.
For those who are watching, Onuora is speaking with spirits. There's nobody in particular who is talking to.
Yeah. Let's believe that for security purposes.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead now and give you one more question, and then I want to show you something else. I hope your art is going well, but I'll give you one more question, then show you another PowerPoint and test your knowledge on a few other things. Now, do you like sharing food?
Unfortunately, I have a wife.
Why does it seem like these questions have some personal effect on you? Because it's like they are touching you deep. This food question.
Brother, I can neither confirm nor deny that until I speak to my lawyer. Because for my safety, there are some things you should not be asking me. I don't know if there's any way I've offended you. Forgive. And stop trying to put me inside trouble, please. Thank you. You're not the one that will live in this house when this interview is over. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't enjoy. I will say that I enjoy sharing food. I love it so much. I love it more than I love breathing air. I love it when a certain person will have their own food and continue eating my own.
My goodness.
Until it finishes.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Now, picture this.
I love it.
Picture this scenario. Bumi and I go out. We have menus, right? Menu is supposed to be given to everybody individually, right? The idea is that you order your own thing. And I pick my menu up. And as courtesy, I let my wife order first. Because that's what you do.
No! Who trained you? Why? Oh God, no. Oh, no. Who trained you? Where did you learn this from? This is not wisdom. This does not end well.
Let me just leave it like that. I just know that the same thing repeats itself, which is I don't usually eat my food to satisfaction. And like I leave it for the other person. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, like I said, I love, like you can see me now. You can see what I'm doing. I love eating and sharing my food.
Oh, right. Let me ask you something else. Now, this is also a sharing one. So you're going to have to tell me. This time, I'm going to be showing you movies, and then you are going to tell me what the names of the movies are. So I'm showing you only posters, and I'm not giving you anything recent, because for the sake of our viewers, I want them to, even if they're young, I want them to think of some movies that were even before their time. So I'm going to be showing you some movies, and what I want you to do is give me the name of the movie. What I want are the names of the movies.
This is Jet Li.
Jet Li, and do you know who the lady is? Aliyah, good.
Aliyah, and And that is Cradle to the Grave.
Oh, you see, you failed that one. It was before Cradle to the Grave. Well, that's a good attempt.
Hold on. No,
it was before Cradle to the Grave. It was actually... or rather, it was after Cradle to the... It was before Cradle to the Grave.
No.
It was before Cradle to the Grave, because Cradle to the Grave was the same. There was a character in Cradle to the Grave that was also in Romeo. Oh, I just gave you the name.
I was actually about to say it. I wanted you to finish what you were saying.
Yeah, there was a character there. It was DMX.
Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Well, we'll take it.
I was actually going to say it.
Okay. I just
wanted you to finish first.
Okay. So that's one. That's Romeo Must Die. You're right. What about this one?
This was the all-time, one of the all-time greats.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Can you remember who that is? Well, you should see his name there.
Even
Chuck Norris.
I remember him. This is what do they call it again? What's the name of this film again? Delta Force.
Oh wow!
To recall, is that?
You actually? What did you just say?
I said Delta Force.
I can't even believe you got. Honestly speaking, my goodness, because I had to. Oh wow, Onuora, that's good. That's some good imagination. I know you can't remember the actual one it was, but this is Delta Force. This is the original Delta Force before we had the other ones following.
Yeah. There was
wow.
I was also trying to recall another one that, though it wasn't these same people, that reminded me of it. That was 90 minutes at FMP or whatever it's called.
Wow. I almost brought that one up, but I was worried you really have a hard time getting that one. Okay, what about this one?
Just looking at this, editor is Die Hard.
UPIA, yeah.
UPIA, man. I can already remember the building and everything. And this is actually the movie that thrust Bruce Willis
into the limelight. Yeah. So you got that right. That's Die Hard. You're doing well. What about this one? You introduced me to this one.
Oh yeah, I introduced you to this. Though you never read the book when I told you to.
I never read the book. I'm not into books now. What can I say? I bet books should go and stay in one corner first. It's interesting. I write books from time to time, but I don't enjoy reading them per se.
And me that writes book a lot, I have refused to publish any of mine. That's not ironic. I have 3 unpublished books. Okay. This is Born Identity.
Yes, this is Born Identity. This is
fantastic movie.
Yeah, fantastic. You took the words out of my mouth. It was an awesome movie. That's Jason Bourne. Well done.
This was awesome. Imagine what the book is like. Okay, go and read book.
I'm not reading. I am not reading. Life
Everything
is too
not
short.
Microbiology. Go and read book.
Let's just leave microbiology alone for a moment. What? We still have like 5 more. What's this one?
Everybody knows Rambo now. There's nobody.
Ooh, but let me test you. This was the first Rambo.
Lord.
Oh! Like I told my audience, my brother is a prideful person.
And like I said, I've never said I'm not.
So yeah, that is First Blood. That is our man Sylvester Stallone holding that mighty gun that everybody, there are memes that have been made after that gun. A gun that keeps shooting and can shoot through anything, metal, concrete, whatever. And
the size of the gun and the fact that you can carry it so easily.
My goodness. I think what was your best Rambo? My best Rambo was 4. If I remember correctly, that was the best Rambo for me. The one where he went back into the jungle. He was trying to save some missionaries.
Was that 4 or 3?
Was that 3?
No, unfortunately, I can't even remember how they all went. Okay, I remember 3. No, it wasn't 3. Because 3 was when they kidnapped his mentor and were torturing him. Yep.
But was that 2?
So what you're talking about should be 2.
Okay.
Because I think the Rambo 4 was the one that was released some years ago.
Because the last Rambo, I know the last Rambo was when they brought it back to him. So, the other Rambos, he's been going into the jungle, blah, blah, blah. The last Rambo was when they came to the US. They actually came looking for him. I've not watched that one yet. But there was one about that. Okay, so you got that right. First Blood. Nice one. What about this one?
This is one of the definitive body cop movies from way back that follow along the lines of Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
And what they call this one again? Heat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Beverly Hills Cop. It had that kind of vibe.
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Rush Hour.
Yeah, this is Rush Hour. Our favorite.
We've been praying that they will give us. We've been praying that they will give us another one. They've not yet answered our prayers.
I'm sure people would rush to watch that. But yeah, that's Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, and that's Rush Hour.
I used to remember when my mom used to complain that this film was too bloody. There was too much blood. You know how mom came up with the phrase "killer 1, killer 2." Because he's tired of seeing. He was like, "This film is too bloody. Why are we watching this?" But we just couldn't get enough of RoboCop. Yes,
RoboCop, and that's Murphy.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I just, now that I was talking about you, can you remember the villain of RoboCop, his main adversary?
In this particular RoboCop, it was Ed 209.
Yes, Ed 209. My goodness, Onuora, it goes way back. You know, some movies have such an impact you can't forget, no matter how much you try. And RoboCop was one of them because it was just a movie ahead of its time. You know those movies that will come out and you're like, where did that one come from? It hit everybody like Matrix hit back in its day. You just from nowhere. It wasn't even imagined. There was nothing like it. Every other movie then seems to follow it afterwards. I want to copy its movement. So this was a good one.
And I hated the remake.
Oh no, I love the remake. Oh no.
I hated it.
I loved it too. No. Please. Let's not disagree on that on camera, because
I like what you like.
The remake had Samuel L. Jackson, and please, hands down, hands down, there is not a movie apart from Snakes on the Plane. There is not a movie that Samuel L. Jackson did not kill. That's body. That's leave bodies lying on the floor decaying. That's complete destruction.
We shall agree to disagree. I wasn't a fan. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
Oh, that was a good one, man. It was a very good one. All right, now I think I've got the last one here. No, it's not the last one.
I'll be back.
Of course you'll be back. The issue is, where did you go?
No, that's what he said. So I'll be back.
What was your favorite one? Two. Onuora, yes. Two was the best one because it had Metalo Man in it. It was two. It was two.
Let me tell you something interesting that people don't know. Gary Sinise, the guy who was the metal
guy.
Guy. In the first take of the movie, in the part where he's chasing after John Connor on the bike, he kept catching up to John Connor. He was that fast. They interviewed him years later and he said it. Even this guy admitted it. The producer said he was too fast. They had to tell him run slower. That he was too fit for them. Like, guy, no. They are not meant to catch him. What he's done now, it means John Connor is already dead. Please slow down. You know, so Terminator 2 was my best. It was.
You know what?
Then go on.
Yeah, the thing about Terminator 2 was I kept saying when I watched it the first couple of times until I got used to it, was, for goodness sake, let this guy die now. Let him die. That's the metal guy. I was like, oh yeah, let's cuckoo just destroy him, because there was nothing they were doing. No matter how badass Arnold Schwarzenegger was, they couldn't stop him. They blew him up. They chopped him up. It wasn't enough. Even at the very end, the way they killed him was that he and Arnold Schwarzenegger now went into that hot furnace. That was the only way they could eventually end him. Otherwise, there was nothing they could do to that Terminator.
Yeah, he just wouldn't die.
He just wouldn't die.
one of the things that, and you know, if you remember, uh, in the entire scenario, it was interesting how it became flipped on its head because initially Arnold Schwarzenegger was the bad guy in the first Terminator.
Yep.
And then in the second one, John Connor had now sent him back in time.
Yep.
And then
and then John Connor sent him back. Yeah. So John Connor got rid of him. John Connor sent him.
Yeah. So it was so weird, you know. But it was really cool. So, and then another memory I have of this that I really love is, believe it if I don't know, well, you probably don't remember, but I watched this thing before you guys.
Okay.
This was in that time when we still had membership at a video club.
Okay.
And Utomi rented this movie and another one. And we're meant to watch it the next day.
Yeah.
So he wanted to watch it first to be sure it was safe. So he watched it in the night. So I knew when he was doing it, so I waited.
Wow.
And then in the middle of the night, I opened the door. You remember that our room now? It's kind of like at an angle to the TV. You remember? You guys were asleep. I opened the door and I watched it with him till the end, and he had no idea.
Wow. Wow.
I was a bad boy.
Right. Well, I've got one more. How are you going with your drawing? I'm almost done. So, I think we have one more.
I worked on two.
Oh, we've got two more. Okay. What's this one?
Oh, this is probably, apart from one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made, it was years ahead of its time.
Yep.
The continuity, the acting was fantastic. The one-liners, the jokes were amazing. But beyond all that, it had at the time one of the greatest young actors ever, Michael J. Fox. And he still is like amazing to me. Even now, when he's had Parkinson's and all this, he's you can't touch him. I'm sorry, you can't touch this guy. I don't care whichever young actor is coming out now. As long as you're in my generation and you saw Michael J. Fox act in this movie, and not just this one, he was in other things as well. So I'm talking, nobody can touch this guy. He's in a league of his own. So this is Back to the Future, and I recently watched it. I watched it some months back again. All three of them.
Wow.
I love this guy. He's amazing.
I loved Back to the Future as well. It was just such a good movie. And it was actually the first time travel movie I'd watched. So it was either that, it was. I even watched it before I watched Time Cop. So Back to the Future was.
Technically, it's not the first one you watched. The other one was a TV show, Doctor Who.
Ooh, yeah. So I remember. That's true. Yeah, the Doctor is a time traveler, isn't he? Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Okay, let me hurry up, and because there are a few other ones I want to show you. Last one.
Dolph Lundgren, He-Man. We used to love this thing.
But what is the name of
so many times? Oh, Masters of the Universe.
Correct, Timo. Yeah,
we played this thing so many times.
It was such a good movie as well. Dolph Lundgren is not my best actor, but I liked him in this. It was nice.
Yeah, he was good in this, and I liked him in Expendables too. He was pretty good there.
Yeah, he was alright in Expendables.
Okay, and then so I can tell you one place that you really loved him apart from this.
Universal Soldiers.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good.
I just haven't seen him in much other than, I think the other movies he was in, they weren't as successful, and so
they weren't
so well publicized or whatever. Now the final question I have for you is, can you please just share something for the audience, just anything you've learned? So this is not, we asked you a then versus now, but this is just something you've learned on your journey that you feel people should be aware of or should know.
There's a quote from a book I was reading some years ago. I never got to finish it because someone stole the book and never returned it. I can only hope the book blessed his life, because I don't know why someone would steal a book. So, the quote said, "We look forward to the future." I'm paraphrasing. We look forward to the future, hoping that it would bring us something that we really want, not realizing that the future comes to us one day at a time.
True. Oh, that's a deep one.
Yeah, so people tend to hope and pray for that future when they have money, a car, a good husband or wife and kids, or when they've gotten to the peak of their career. They are looking for that future. And there's nothing wrong with actually having hopes and dreams for your future. It's pretty, I mean, that's one of the marks of someone that's, you can say, is a bit balanced, because you are looking to the future for something. But you need to realize that that future is not going to appear all of a sudden.
Yep.
It's one day leading into another that takes you to that future. So that means that the things that you are doing now will either bring that future to you one day at a time when you eventually get there, or it's pushing it further away from you. So I wanted, and I still want, to one day be that's one of my target goals, to become a brand manager. Because at some point I'm going to be too expensive for anybody to hire with the way I'm going. so I'm now in the phase, well, I've been in the phase for a few years now, where I've been training people, I've been leading teams, you know, as a senior director, creative manager, and all that. So I'm hoping to transition to a brand designer one day. And that means I have to be doing things now that will take me there. So I need to add more experience, more skill, more versatility. All these things, I must add them bit by bit, and then one day get to that. So for someone watching this, you might want to get married and have this wonderful, beautiful spouse and kids. You have to start working on yourself today, so that you'll be mature enough to handle marriage, and mature enough to recognize when you see another mature person that you can marry.
Yeah.
And then you have to start learning about parenting. You can't know everything, of course, but the point is, a future will not arrive just like that. It's coming bit by bit. And it is your responsibility to prepare for it so that it will arrive and meet you ready.
Nice one. Thank you for that. Right. That was a very nice one. We are very grateful to have you on the program. Honestly, you don't know how happy I am. But this is the final bit now. So Onuora has told us a lot, but now it's time to show us what you have drawn or what you have made. So would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You decide. Anyone's fine.
Okay. I am going to let you go first. You are the guest on my show. Let's see what you've done.
Okay, so bear in mind two things. I've not done this in a long while, and two, I'm being serious, and two, I'm actually doing this with an aching thumb. My thumb actually hurts.
Sorry about that.
So this is me now. I just worked on two things. I don't know if anyone can see.
Raise it a bit higher.
Okay.
Oh, wow! Oh, no, that's why I didn't want you on this show. You see the problem? Onuora is such a good. Oh, that is so good.
So
wow.
Spider-Man, and then there's just some other random guy that.
Yeah, raise the random guy. We can see Spider-Man. Can we see the random guy?
Okay, you can see the random guy.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. You see, this is the.
So those are the two things that I worked on.
You know, the jokes apart, Onuora has always been an artist. There's nothing I can say. I couldn't even make that up in the short time that we had. There's no way I could have sketched that. But what I want you to do, let me see if I know you as well as I think I know you. The art that I have drawn is one of our favorite villains of all time. Now,
Okay.
When you think villain, think sadistic. That's all I can say. Who have I drawn?
That's me and you, right?
Yeah, who have I drawn?
Okay.
The one of the he's all I can say is sadistic villain. That's all. Who have I drawn? I'm not showing you.
Okay. You want me to guess?
Yeah.
Sadistic. Okay, so let's play trivia. Is it a TV show or a movie? Or a comic book?
I would say movie, comic book. No TV show yet. No. Well, TV show in a way.
This is such a long list.
The reason why I'm saying TV show is if I tell you what kind of TV show, then you already know.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay. So, comics and movies.
Movies, yes.
Sadistic.
Villain.
Male or female?
Male.
Is he friends with the protagonist?
No, they can never be friends. It's not even one of those kind of relationship things where there's mixture. I'm telling you now, let me give you an example of a villain who it is not. It is not the kind of relationship between Magneto and Xavier. There's no even a that's hero is in one place, villain is somewhere else.
Wow. I can't even I can't think of anybody right now. Nobody is coming to mind.
Okay.
Hero and villain that are not even friends at all.
They're in the same universe, obviously, and there is a relationship. But the way they even you can say this one, they don't even follow.
I know it is somebody that I will easily recognize, but for whatever reason, nothing is coming to my mind.
Okay.
Maybe Joker.
No, that's not. But that's a very good one. Onuora, that's a very good one. Actually, that is very good. But the villain I ended up drawing is
Venom. Venom. Interesting. I was gonna say Joker, Green Goblin, and then Venom. It turns out it's Venom.
Yeah. So that was just me, just trying to. That's the best kind of art of that I've ever made. So that was an amazing one, Onuora. Thank you so much for the art. Fantastic. But just a comment by the side. Why have you not been making, because it's been a while since I saw, for people who know you, it's been a while since I saw this kind of art. So what's been happening? Why haven't you been able to do this in a while?
Man, I wish I could give you a solid reason, but if I say anything, they would, to me, in my head, they sound more like excuses.
Okay.
They are valid points, but they sound more like excuses for someone like me, in my mind. I've been inundated with work. There was a period I was also a bit down health-wise, and so I kind of spent some time in and out of the hospital. So I've not really been me in that space where I'm sitting down, because I used to love stuff like this at random. I would just do stuff and so I am planning to get back into it, though. I just need to get my art supplies, get pens, pencils, paper and everything, and of course also try and give more attention to doing digital art as well. Hopefully I will get back on that before the end of the year.
Nice. Nice.
It's also because of the I've been having this ache for a while, and I've been told to try and take it easy on my
why would you not be having ache when you're rubbing pad?
funny thing, when you first called on this, when you first started the video call, I was actually playing Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I was almost tempted to just start this thing while I'm playing Watch Dogs, but I said no, let's just leave the game first. We'll continue later.
Oh no, but honestly, I think it's something that is really good, and yeah, if you can get into it, I think people will love to see your art and love to know the motive behind it. But yeah, just as a big thank you, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Thank you so much. I can't wait to have you here again.
I'll be glad to come again. That will be fun.
All right, well done. Okay, guys, so this is the end of the podcast. It's been me and my brother, hopefully keeping you entertained, and I'll see you next week with someone new. Cheers. Take care now. Bye.
All right, people. Bye-bye.
I really enjoyed that chat. I hope you did too. I'll be back next week with yet another exciting person who I'd love you to meet. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also recommend people that you feel you would love to see on the show. Until then, enjoy these other videos.